Yo, what's up everyone? How is everyone doing out there today? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG and a little Modern Horizons 2 set booster action today. For those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, you know that Modern Horizons 2 is probably the set that I have opened up the most on channel. In fact, it is by a pretty wide margin. However, most of those box openings are either draft boxes or collector boxes. And very specifically, I have not opened up a lot of the set booster boxes. And that's primarily because for a long period of time, in my head, I couldn't justify the price difference between the set boxes and the draft booster boxes. I didn't really feel like there was that much of a difference. Draft boxes topped out at around $220 a box, whereas set boxes were like upwards of $275 at one point, and I didn't see there being $50 in value gap between those products. And then the draft boxes kind of started casually coming down in price. They've now settled and stabilized at around $190. Meanwhile, the set boxes stayed kind of high. They were above $250 for a long while, until recently. I recently have noticed some of these set boxes actually come to market and be listed as low as $208 to $210 a box, which was a lot more appealing for me, which is why we find ourselves with one of these in front of us right now. With that being said, why don't we go ahead and dive on in and let's crack some packs. Going back to the early days of my channel, you can hear me say that I am not a giant fan of the list. The early stages of the list in general, when you think back to Kaldheim, AFR, Zendikar Rising, I just didn't feel like the list was bringing enough. It really felt more like a giant lottery, and maybe once per box, if that, you were going to get something of desire off the list. I feel like they've really dialed it in with the list slot now, and that there's more regular value, so I'm okay if there is a $10, $11 price difference, $10 to $15 price difference. But man, these Modern Horizons 2, and I get the set packs are bringing a little bit extra, but for the longest time, again, $50 gap in value, I just couldn't do it. I like these a lot more if you could find these, around even $220 now. $220 versus, $190 to $200 for a Modern Horizons draft box, a Modern Horizons 2 draft box, I'm okay with. But at $208 to $210, that was where I was like, okay, I'm very much back in on the set box for this. Yeah, that's a price that I can stomach. All right, here we go. Tide Shaper. First rare of the box is Damn. Always good for around like $3. Not quite the $10 hit that it was when it first came out, but does see a little bit of play, mostly in Commander. But a good rare nonetheless. That's a pretty sweet first hit. And then we've got in the retro frame Chainer Nightmare Adept. It's a little bit more bulkish. That's fine. Abundant Harvest in that sketch, a foil Steel Fin Whale, and that concludes our first pack. Yeah, the set boxes, I get it. They've got a little bit more retro frame. There's a couple more borderless cards than the draft boxes, but not enough. Like I love the collector boxes. They're expensive as heck, but I love opening them. I feel like it's a weird and crazy and good experience. Not necessarily always value, but a good experience every time. Ooh, Tireless Provision. That's a sweet uncommon. Combine Chrysalis. First rare of this pack is going to be a Verdant Command. Not exactly big value there. That's okay. Sea Drake after that. And a retro frame Chatterstorm. And we conclude with a foil common Razor Tide Bridge. Yeah, and again, for me, I couldn't justify a $50. I actually thought for a while, to be completely honest, that the draft boxes were just a flat out better value than the set boxes, which is why I didn't open up a set box on channel for a really long time. Foil land in front. Okay, that's neat. But again, I will say it again. If you can find these boxes at around $208 to $210, where there's still about a $20 price difference, but it's no longer $50 between the set and draft boxes, that's something I can get behind. Calibrated Blast. Rare, another rare, Vindicate. Good old Vindicate. What do we have here? A retro frame Nested Shambler. And a foil common of Crack Open. Okay. Only a few packs in, but we haven't hit anything of real substance yet. We want to talk about current pricing on things. Ragavan still sits atop the heap, but on the news of Ragavan being reprinted in a special frame for March of the Machines, come down in price. It is still a super, super played card and super, super pushed card, if you will, for Modern. So it's still around $70, $65, $70, but Let's come down a little bit. And then right after, ooh, Douthie Voidwalker. There we go. There's a very nice solid hit for us. I think Douthie is still about $8.50, $9. A really good top tier rare, very good, very playable. And then after that, hey, nice. Borderless Chatterfang. That is a sweet pull. Good old Chatterfang. My guess is Chatterfang's probably, gosh, I don't know, what, $7 to $10 offhand? I'm not quite sure, but I could see that being around there. Yeah, that's not bad. We'll take that. I like me some Borderless Chatterfang. Another Sea Drake after that. Good old Floodhound Gang. And a Foil Revolutionist after that. Oh, hey, and a Cathedral of War. That is a list hit right there. Again, haven't opened up one of these in so long. I forgot that, part of that is the list. Battlefield tapped, Exalted. Sure, okay. M13 list hit. Nice. What do we do here? Let's do something like that. Yeah, we're still in frame. We're still good. Okay, cool. And we also left some spots for our eventual fetch lands. Yeah, so after Ragavan, right next you've got super played elementals. You've got, it's usually like in any given order, Solitude, and then Endurance, and then Fury. But I've actually seen Fury seeing enough play now that I think it might even be, you could argue that it's the second most valuable card in the set. Peru the Volatile is our next rare, sure. Uncommon after that is Yavimaya Elder. Vile Entomber in that retro frame. Pretty cool. We finish with a foil common Kitchen Imp. All right. Yeah. Chatterfang's all right. Again, if Chatterfang's like between $8 and $10, and I know that Douthie's between $8 and $10, those are the kind of hits I'm here for. I will take all the fetch lands that this box wants to give me as well. And, yeah, then we should be in good shape. All right, so we've got our Squirrel Sanctuary. Sure. Ravenous Squirrel after that. Squirrel Sovereign. We've got a squirrel theme. Nettle Cyst. Actually a pretty sweet rare. It's, probably only a couple of bucks, but it is a really good playable rare. Yavimaya Elder yet again. Kitchen Imp in the sketch version. Uncommon is Greed. Beautiful, beautiful Greed. I love the art on that. This is choking on coins. And then we have a Noble Benefactor. Good old Weatherlight. I think this counts as a rare off of the list. Pretty sure. Not completely positive, but man, good old Noble Benefactor. I remember when that card came out. All right. Approaching the end. We've probably got about 3 packs left in this first column here. Definitely not crushing it, but not Pound Town. There we go. Ignoble Hierarch. Ignoble Hierarch is one of these cards that I still really, really like in the long term. I think it's eventually, a between $10 and $12 card. Currently sits probably around, honestly, between 2 and 3, but it's still a rare I love, so I will take that. And then right behind that, our first fetch land of the box, good old Misty Rainforest. I think Misty's probably about 18 and 8, yeah, right around $18 right now. So I will, of course, take all the fetch lands I can get, and I will never be sad about a Misty. Sweet, 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 sweet. Upheaval after that. Ornithopter of Paradise in the retro frame, and a foil Arcbound Mouser after that to conclude. That was a sweet pack for us, so I will take an Ignoble Hierarch followed by a Misty Rainforest. Very cool. Fetch lands seem to have stabilized. I think the Tarn is probably about $19, $20. Again, Misty sits right around that $17, $18 range. And the Verdant Catacombs, I think, is like 16-ish. Hey, there we go. Nice. Second mythic of the box is a Sword of Hearth and Home. I want to say Sword is probably like Sword. It's probably like $8 to $10 would be my guess. So a pretty good mythic, and this is again a mythic that I'm happy to hang on to for the long term. Some would make the argument that swords are kind of becoming obsolete over time because of the mana value, but I think that they're always going to have residual value as artifacts. So not upset about that. Soul Snare. Bone Shards after that. Ooh, what do we have here? It's a foil mythic. It is not a particularly good one. It is a Gaedrone Dehada. I never say that correctly the first time. Yeah, this is essentially bulk mythic central. I don't know, maybe $1. It's fine, whatever. Nothing I'm excited about. But it is a foil mythic nonetheless. 2 packs left in this first column. Yeah, I think the fetches have stabilized. Again, I want to say that like Arid Mesa and Marsh Flats are probably around $12 a piece. Verdant Catacomb somewhere around 15, and then as I've mentioned before, Misty is about 18 with Persist. Nice, good solid rare. With Tarn being the top of the heap, still around $19 or $20. A far cry from when those were $60 fetch lands. Here we go. Aeromoeba, gross in the foil common. All right, last pack of the first column. All right. I'd love to see an Esper Sentinel. I'm actually specifically looking for a sketch Esper Sentinel. So I would be elated if one of those were in here. All right, Raven Watcher. Captain Ripley Vance. Sanctifier in Vec, not valuable, but a card I always like and I'll always keep my eye on. Again, not valuable, but I still like it, so I'm going to put it up here with the other rares that I like. Seal of Removal after that. Prophetic Titan. Sketch uncommon, and a Faithless Salvaging after that. That is the end of the first column of the box. Pretty good, all things considered. Since we have a Sword of Hearth and Home, which again I think is probably between 8 and 10. I think the Chatterfang's probably about $8 to $10 as well. Misty 19 or so, and our Douthie, which is again also probably about $8 or $9. Oh, good old DRC. Good solid uncommon. All right, first rare of this pack is Glimpse of Tomorrow. Yuck. Out of Time. Also yuck, but also it's like a strangely playable commander card where it actually does a lot of work. Riptide Laboratory, so triple rare pack, none of them particularly great. Arcbound Shikari after that in the sketch version, and a Road and Ruin in the foil sketch as well. Okay. Yeah, I would not be upset about an Esper Sentinel, particularly in the sketch. That is, some people don't really, a lot of people don't really dig the sketch artwork. It's actually my preferred variant of them, so, and they actually tend to be a little bit cheaper normally, so I would be pumped about one. All right, here we go. Necromancer's Familiar. Rare is Lannis Cryptozoologist. Okay. Calibrated Blast as a retro frame rare. Don't really want to burn one of my retro frame rares on a Calibrated Blast, but here we are. Zuron Orb. Nice uncommon. World Weary as a common sketch. And a Tizerus Charger as a foil common after that. All right. We would like to see some more. What do we want to see? We want to see some more action from our fetch land spot. That's what I want to see. I would love to see a retro frame, any fetch land in the retro frame. Okay, here we go. Foil, Swamp, Ren's Run Hydra, Constable. All right. Arcus Acolyte, sure. There we go, Urza Saga, nice! That is a sweet pull for us. Urza Saga, always a very good playable, big modern card, $30 still, holding price. I feel like it's always sat between that $30 and $35 range. A huge hit for us, and that goes right up top because that is the sort of rare we needed for this box. Another Upheaval. All right, Sudden Edict in the sketch foil, or excuse me, sketch artwork after that, and then Guardian Kieran after that. I will definitely take me some Urza Saga action. Very, very nice. That is a huge pull. Elementals. That's what we're missing. I was like, what else am I looking for? Well, yeah, I will take me some Solitudes and Subtleties and Griefs. Actually, Griefs I really do need some additional copies of. So, yeah, why not? Priest of the Fell Rites as the first rare of this pack. Double rare, we've got Goblin Bombardment. I think Bombardment is perpetually a couple dollars. Never quite makes the $3 threshold, but it is a couple of dollars. Viashino Lash Claws, a foil common after that. All right. Cannot remember exactly how many list hits are usually in these particular boxes, but it kind of feels like we might be good for at least one or two more list pulls as well. No, not sure that they'll be rares or mythics or anything, but at least a couple more cards off the list. Graceful Restoration, Young Necromancer. Suspend. Seal of Cleansing. Okay. Phantasmal Dreadmaw. Why not? Foil common is Landscaper, Kolos, and a Boros Challenger off of the list. So sure enough, there is an uncommon Guilds of Ravnica Boros Challenger. Okay. Why not? I mean, so far, and this is a ridiculously one-sided argument because, right now the sample size is in my favor, but looking at our list hits and again seeing the differences in the collector, in the set boxes versus the draft boxes is kind of like my case in point. Thought Monitor. Profane Tutor, actually a pretty sweet rare. A couple of bucks. I don't know that it's going to be $3. Another Riptide Laboratory. Gross. Done with those. Good old Brainstorm in that retro frame. Cool. And a Herd Baloth foil uncommon after that. Yeah. Now, I understand that the sorting of set boxes versus draft boxes is also different in terms of, pull rates on things like borderless cards. So I get it's not quite apples to apples, but if I'm paying an extra $20 for a set box versus a draft box, again, I can maybe stomach $15 to $20, but I could never stomach $50 or $30. Hey, Torak of the Dread Cantor. Pretty good, pretty good. Not like a super valuable mythic, but actually a pretty good utility card, especially when Solitude was running around. I mean, it still is running around, so it is a very good card against Solitude if you're printing in Modern. So, maybe a few bucks. I'm not super bummed about that, though. I'll take me some Torak Dread Cantor. Soul Snare after that. Terminal Agony in the retro frame. And a Arcbound Slasher as a foil common. Cool. All right, so we're a little bit past the halfway point in the box. Actually, we're coming up on the end of column number 2, and we're doing okay. I would like to see a couple more fetch lands, if I'm being honest. I feel like we're going to need a couple more of those to kind of get us back to even here. Vile Entomber, Timeless Dragon. I did not say Timeless Dragon. I said fetch lands. Scourge Familiar after that. Cool. Glimmer Barons, Goodest Boy. I dig it. And that is also not a fetch land. Slagwood Bridge as a foil common. Sure. All right. 2 packs left in this middle column. I think this column produced the Urza Saga, so definitely not a bust. I think it might have produced the Sword as well. So, yeah, not bad. Not bad. I think we need a few more good sizable hits for really make this box, really put this box up there. All right, Zabaz the Glimmer Wasp as our first rare. Nevreneral's Disc, also known as Larry Nevin's Disc after that. Foil, Sketch is a Lens Flare. Foil rare is a Suspend. So we have a foil Gaedrone Dahada and a foil Suspend out of this box. Definitely not anything to write home about. Last pack of the middle column. I also don't remember offhand like the spread of mythics in contrast to, say, the draft boxes. I feel like you're supposed to get about the same amount of mythics or maybe more. And if that's the case, I think we should be live for at least 1 or 2 more mythics as well. Squirrel Sanctuary. Ravenous Squirrel. Got another have a squirrel pack here. Mythic Garth One Eye. That's that's pretty terrible. All right. Garth One Eye. That is not a mythic we want to see. That is definitely lower tier. Counterspell. Blacksmith's Skill in the retro frame, and a foil uncommon Angelic Curator. And hey, we got ourselves a list card. It's what is this, from the Kamigawa block, I think? Where's our set symbol here? Yep, sure it is, down there. Foil uncommon, or not foil uncommon, uncommon off of the Kamigawa block. Nezumi Grave Robber, and then on the other side, it's Night Eyes the Desecrator. I always thought those were kind of cool cards, but I wasn't playing during Kamigawa, so I don't know how confusing or not those cards were. Essentially, we just ended up using the backside of the card, right, and going to modal. Okay, here we go. I imagine that'd be a pain to take out of the sleeve and then flip around. All right, here we go. We've got a Underworld Cookbook, Skyblade's Boon. All right, we have another Thought Monitor. Okay. I think that's our second one of the box. Dress Down, actually a pretty good rare. A couple of bucks, not huge value, but a solid pull. We'll put that up top here as a solid rare. Seal of Cleansing after that. Gargadon after that. Foil uncommon Blazing Rootwalla. And a Calming Lysid out of Stronghold. Lysids, that was another cycle of cards that I missed because I wasn't playing Magic during Stronghold either. All right, last column of the box. Can we get some juice? Where's the good stuff? There it is. There's one. Skip right to it. That is a second fetch land. That is Arid Mesa. And again, I know it may not be one of the upper tiers, but I'm also never upset about fetch lands. I think Arid Mesa is probably about 13, 14, I want to say. I will take that. That is a sweet pull. All right, Greed after that. Jade Avenger. And a Tangle Pool Bridge after that. Kind of trolling me because I said I wanted a foil fetch land, and that is not that. But I will take myself an Arid Mesa. Very good. All right. Here we go. Arrow Amoeba, gross. Unholy Heat, all is good. Academy Manufactor, cool. First rare of this pack is a good old Manufactor, and a Manufactor is probably right around $3. A really, really good card. If you would create a clue, food, or treasure token, instead create one of each, super good. Super good. Karth the Lion, yeah, not as good. Another Greed. Was that like a third or fourth of those? Mind Collapse in the retro frame, okay. And a Chatterstorm retro frame foil. There you go. No Squirrel deck is complete without a foil retro frame Chatterstorm. Very nice. All right. Again, I think we should be live for at least another Mythic or two. I'm certainly hopeful anyway. Another Unholy Heat. Very good card. All right, we've got Lazatop Chancellor. There. We were live for another Mythic. It is Thrasta. Oh, we have hit like a murderer's row of bad Mythics. So we started off pretty strong with the Borderless Chatterfang and then the Sword, but woof, after that, it has been unkind in the Mythic slot, to say the least. Holy moly. Mystic Redaction, Scophos Reaver, excuse me. Oh, still reeling from our coming off of the Garth and Thrasta combo. Hey, can we get that for a pair up? For a March of the Machines? Can we get a Garth and Thrasta team up card? I don't even know what it looks like. It's just really bad. Arcbound Chikari, Obsidian Charmaw, cool. Goblin Bombardment again. All right, couple bucks. Why not? Galvanic Ray and a Floodhound in the foil as a foil common. Now I'm all in on Thrasta and Garth as a team-up card for March of the Machines. Let's make that happen, Wizards. Even though you've already produced the set and sent the cards to print. Let's see if we can sneak another one of those in there. Give the people what they want. All right, Thrasta. Sure. All right. Got our Foil Island. Why not? Stormcloud. Yep. Lightning Spear. Okay. Mind Collapse. All right. Young Necromancer. Into General Ferrus Rockerick. Okay. Actually kind of a fun card. Doesn't see a lot of play, though. Rise and Shine after that. Foil Uncommon. Just Uncommon Milliken. Late to Dinner. Foil Goblin Anarchomancer. And a Nightshade Peddler off of the list. Just a common. All right. We got a handful. We got 4 packs here. Can we please make up for the disturbingly bad Thrasta Garth, please? All right. Ghostlift Drifter, Mystic Redaction. There we go. A double Misty. Hey, double Misty box. I'll take that. Nice. Okay. That does help. We'll certainly take another Misty Rainforest. Again, we don't turn away fetch lands here. Squirrel Mob. Marble Gargoyle in the retro frame. Chrome Courier as a foil common. All right. Yeah, I'm going to be okay with that. Especially coming off of those really bad Mythics, I will definitely take a second Misty. Double Misty set box. All right, we got 3 packs left. Any other juice left in this box? Because we sure could use some. Monoskelion. Sylvan Anthem. Got Angelic Curator. Retro Frame Aeromoeba. Yeah, sure. Arcbound Prototype as a foil common. This box is going to give me all the memes. Hey, Thrasta and Garth, huh? How about a retro frame Aeromoeba? Sure. All right. Violent Tumor. Hey, Mythic. There we go. Yes. Yes. Okay. Back on track. Very nice. Solitude. Still right around, what, $38 to $40, I think? So that is a top-tier Mythic. Thank you, box. Thank you. I will take that. That is hugely helpful. Especially, hey, Retro Frame Voidmere. I actually kind of like that card. Yeah, there we go. Hunting Pack. Goblin and Narcomancer. Again, Flame Blitz as a foil uncommon. And Time of Ice off of, what is that, Dominaria? Sure is. Saga, Domino. Oh, I was thinking about it. Yes. Now our sagas all have stuff on the back. This is just a regular old saga. I actually think sagas are probably one of the cooler, more recent modern developments in card types and card builds. So I'm a fan. All right, last pack. Man, thank you for that Solitude and for the Urza Saga, because without those, this box would be in real trouble. All right, Legion Vanguard. Brave's Apprentice. Mythic is a Scion of Draco. All right, so we did get a few more Mythics out of this box. This card spiked at one point pretty hard after Dominaria United came out because of Domain. It has since come back down to earth. It's still a few bucks, but it is not a banger of a card. But that's okay. We'll take it. Counterspell after that. And we're going to finish up with a Ravenous Squirrel in the sketch and a Monoscalion Retro Frame foil to finish off the box. All right. This box is not a top tier box, but you know what? When you've got double Misty, we've got 3 fetch lands, right? And 2 of them are Misty Rainforest. We did get a Solitude, which is, again, probably still pushing $40, as well as the Sword, which I guess is going to probably be between 8 and 10, $30 Urza Saga, $8 or so Voidwalker, and a bunch of other playables. The list was a big nothing burger. You know, that's fine. But you know me, I love me some Modern Horizons 2. And again, if you're going to be able to sign set boxes that are now 208 to 210 as opposed to where they were at 275, I like that a whole lot more. That's it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the like button for me. And of course, drop me some comments. I always love the interaction. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate y'all. And be well, everybody.